You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I am back. Road transfer, Black and White Sports 2. My God, I actually got a wrestling video I can do. Who saw that coming? Anyway, unfortunately, it's not really the good kind of wrestling video. This is extremely disturbing. We got Ridge Holland, who is saying that he is under fire for the Big E injury that was suffered a while back. Big E broke his neck from the injury. And we all know that pro wrestling, and I've seen it many times, many times, and we'll take a look. In my opinion, one of the more famous ones was Owen Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the botched pile driver heard around the world that broke Stone Cold Steve Austin's neck by the late, great Owen Hart. We know that wasn't on purpose. And pro wrestling is about as dangerous as it can get. We understand. It's sports entertainment. It's theatrics. It's also very, very physical. Let's get to this. This is TMZ. And then we've got a couple other sources going on here. WWE star Ridge Holland, I've received death threats. He's also been labeled racist. Yeah, racist. That's right. WWE star Ridge Holland, who inadvertently broke Big E's neck during a match last year, said he's received death threats. And he has been called, quote, racist 1 year after the tragic accident occurred. Who in the world would possibly believe that this man would have intentionally hurt Big E during this match? I mean, that's absurd. Remember, Holland and Big E were fighting on SmackDown last March when E's neck was broke after a belly-to-belly suplex went wrong. The WWE superstar later said doctors told him the injury could have killed him. Let's see if I've got this. I've got it right here. Right there. Oh. I mean, that did not go as planned. I guarantee you. Yeah, that's bad. That's a bad one. Big E has been out of ring action ever since, and fans appear to be pissed at Ridge over the injury to the former WWE champ. This is what he posted last night. Death threats, threats to my family, lobbying for me to lose my job, being labeled a racist. Great stuff, thumbs up, keep them coming. My God. TMZ Sports recently spoke with E, who's sidelined as he rehabs the neck injury, and he told us he doesn't know if he'll ever compete in the ring again, adding, quote, I want to make the best decision on his future with the company. Quote, I got to see what the scans say, E said, talk to the doctors, and then go from there. Right now, before I know anything, I'm not going to make any rush to judgments or anything. See how everything looks. Of course, there is no bad blood between Holland and E. In fact, E reportedly said he has no issue whatsoever with Holland and acknowledged the inherent dangers associated with professional wrestling. Well, of course, from there, enter in, let me find it here, Austin Creed. He's also known as Xavier Woods, right there. Right there. Woods' New Day teammate, Big E, was injured on March 11, 2022 in an edition of WWE SmackDown when he landed on his head after taking a over-the-head belly-to-belly suplex from Holland. This is what Austin Creed, that's his name, came out and said. Pro wrestling is extremely dangerous. All of us involved understand that. Ridge and his family do not deserve to be treated this way. Please do not send any hate towards them. Instead, use your energy to do something positive like sending love to E. Be kind. Please be kind. That's been seen 721,000 times. Now, for you young pups or Young Bucks, one of the two. That is Stone Cold Steve Austin in 1997 getting pulled out of the ring by Earl Hebner. Is that? I don't know which one of the Hebner referees that is, or Hebner boys. And that is Owen Hart right there. Rest in peace, Owen. And that is Stone Cold's head underneath his legs. Right there. Austin landed on his head, and it broke his neck. So, that's a bad deal. It does happen. There was a time I can remember that I'm trying to remember what wrestling organization it was that actually had the pile driver banned for a while. At least the old school regular pile driver, what I call the old Terry Bam Bam Gordy Fabulous Freebirds pile driver. In my opinion, him and Paul Orndorff had the two best pile drivers in all of professional wrestling. I mean, Mr. Wonderful, if anybody's keeping score, go look up Mr. Wonderful. He was a badass. One of the greatest villains ever, as was Terry Bam Bam Gordy. I think, and I may be wrong, but I think it might have been WCW for a while, had the regular pile driver banned. And it was because of, potential neck injuries. Now, that one that Owen Hart was doing there, I think they called that, that was like a tombstone or an inverted pile driver, they used to call it back in the day before everybody named everything, right? And you would see that one, but not the old school pile driver that I'm talking about. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I can find a Bam Bam Gordy pile driver. Gordy. It doesn't look like it. There's a couple of shots of him getting ready to deliver the pile driver, but I don't actually see one where he's doing it. But he had a really badass pile driver back in the day for the Freebirds. So, what do we think about this? I don't for a second believe that Ridge Holland was intentionally trying to hurt Big E at all. That's one thing I can say about professional wrestlers is, for the most part, when it comes to actual real injuries, they're all sort of looking out for each other. Now, you will hear guys talk about wrestling guys that are stiff or that are not quite as fluid as other guys. And in turn, there are wrestlers out there that other wrestlers don't want to compete against because they feel like their chemistry is not as good or it's not as fluid, and in turn, they feel like they might get hurt unintentionally by wrestling said wrestler, okay? I don't know if that makes sense, but that is a thing, okay? So, yeah. Crazy. Racist. Probably a white social justice warrior out there calling Ridge Holland racist, because it seems that white social justice warriors, white progressives, they love to tell black people who they're supposed to be mad at and who they're supposed to label as racist. So that's probably who's calling Ridge Holland racist at this point. Would it shock you? It wouldn't shock me one bit. I've got a political channel, so, yeah. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Black and White Network supporters, make sure you go over and check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. 25% off USA First. 25% off USA First. Go now.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.